Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
It's your Wednesday podcast. Lots of fun today. A couple of games, Andy.
Yeah, and a little bit of deep stuff as well. We spoke to the songwriter Ben Fielding, who's written a number of songs that most of us have probably sung. I really enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah, wonderful. It's about a hymn that's 1,800 years old. If you can imagine that. They found the lyrics, they found some music, put it together and brought it back to life. So that conversation is coming up today. Also, we played a bit of a game, Finding a Vision Town, with an Easter egg hunt. And all through the day, you've been loving this.
You might hear this music a little bit.
I mean, if you just have to, I just have to put this on in the studio and Andy comes alive.
Yeah, I just woke up again. 8th time today.
So there you go. Enjoy the podcast. We certainly had fun putting it together. Good morning. It's your Wednesday. You're waking up with Fel and Andy. Morning, Andy.
Good morning, Phil. How are you today?
Yeah, excellent. It's going to be I love a Wednesday. You're warmed up. You are ready to go. It's a long weekend coming up. What's not to love?
That's it. Only one more day after day of work, Phil, and then it's just long weekend holiday time.
Indeed. And of course, it's a very special long weekend. This is the weekend, I think, in the Christian calendar, along with Christmas. But to get 2 days off, really to focus and look to Jesus. Incredible that we get that, isn't it? Wonderful.
It's a big one, Phil. It's very important for us Christians, and also for non-Christians. It's a great time to invite them along to church and church events as well.
It is. So we are after your church events. If you have a church event in your city, you want to give it a shout out, you can give us a buzz on 1-800-316-316 all the way through the show. Coming up today, though, I am pretty excited. There is a hymn that's 1,800 years old, Andy.
What? 1,800 years?
The oldest hymn ever recorded. It's coming back to life thanks to a few guys, one of them being Ben Fielding. And today we're hoping that we will have him on the line and get to have a chat about what this is all about.
Well, hang on. Is Ben Fielding 1,800 years old? What's his connection, Phil?
Well, you will find out if you listen along later on today. Lots to come, including your Easter traditions. We've got a bit of a special Easter egg hunt coming up. I've been trying to look for Guinness World Records.
Yep.
I'm thinking maybe a national Easter egg hunt might be part of that. So stay tuned for more of that.
Also, Phil, we're going to play Saints of the Century again today. We've got a new champ. It's James from Tasmania. That crisp, clear air in Tasmania is working wonders in his brain because he defeated our unbeatable champ yesterday, Jesse. So if you want to play Saints of the Century today, text us on 0447 488 316 or even give us a call and you will be in the running to play our new champ on the world's greatest Christian game show today.
Oh dear. Well, to kick us all off, we're going to be chatting to Pastor Prudy about a wonderful Easter event in Warrnambool.
Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
And it's exciting, Andy, because this weekend there are lots of incredible events that you can invite people along to, and that's such a great part of Easter.
Yeah, and I've really enjoyed this week and the end of last week just highlighting different Christian events in different parts of Australia of what they're doing, what their churches are doing, and sometimes churches are combining as a way of just bringing new people to church who don't normally go to church and hear the Easter message.
Yeah, it's very, very special. So we have put the call out. If you've got an Easter event that we should highlight, we should be chatting about, give us a call, 1-800-316-316. One of the people who have given us a call is Pastor Prudy, an incredible event and outreach in Warrnambool.
On the line, Phil, we have Pastor Prudy from the Gateway Church of Christ in Warrnambool, and they've got an event on this weekend for Easter. It's called the Family Fun Day.
Oh.
Pastor Prudy, welcome to Rise and Shine.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you for having me.
This is very exciting. I love all of those things, family, fun, and on a day. I mean, what's not to love about that? What's the story? How does it connect to Easter?
Hi. Well, this event's part of a festival that we hold over this period. It's been running for a couple of weeks at least by now, and it's called the Easter Arts Festival. So our church is just one of the many churches involved in bringing this event to life.
Oh, I love that. So in Warrnambool, there's a number of churches all working together for this Easter Arts Festival of activities.
Yes. Absolutely. So it's been incredible. We've had amazing events so far, and we're wrapping up at Easter pretty much.
So how many churches do you think, Pastor Prudy, are involved?
Oh, look, probably 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good. We have great unity down here. So
Love that.
Very blessed.
And for new players like Fel and I who've never been to this event, just talk us through it. What will people see and experience when they come?
Okay, they'll first of all see lots of colour, lots of gazebos full of activities for the kids, full of hot cross buns to eat and enjoy. We've got a barbecue. We have, we're going to have an Easter bunny actually running around being silly. And I will be as well. I'll be like having some fun activities in the centre of the grass, which will be surrounded by the gazebos, and we're praying for a really good day. Obviously, we need wonderful sunshine.
Yes.
We got that last year for our first time that we did it, so we're experiencing a very dry time down here, which is unusual for Warrnambool, but we're just praying that it holds out for this Saturday.
Yes, definitely. I love this, Pastor Prudy, because it's a good idea, isn't it? There are some people who will never feel comfortable or won't feel comfortable having a first attempt coming to a church in a building. But what a great idea to run something that's outside, and that this is something you could easily invite friends along to.
Absolutely, Gwen. Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. It's positioned in Lake Patobe, which is an incredible playground. It's giant, actually, this playground. And it's across from the foreshore. And so there's 2 massive caravan parks. Last year we had about 1,000 people come through, and most of them were visitors.
Wow.
So a lot of people love to get their kids busy. And we had like the Gideons there who were sharing Bibles, helping people download the app on their phone, particularly to people from overseas, which was extraordinary. They couldn't believe it, actually. So it's a really great opportunity to evangelise. And we also invite people to come to the services that are being held the next day, obviously, on Resurrection Sunday. Yeah. So it's a great way to feed into, hey, how about you come and learn more about Jesus tomorrow? So that's another thing we want to do with the day.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Pastor Prudy, we are so excited to hear about this event. If you're in the Warrnambool area or you can get there, you can head out. Where should people go, Pastor Prudy? We can pop all the details on our Facebook page as well.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's in Patobe Road in Warrnambool, at Lake Patobe itself, in the centre across the road from the kiosk, and it starts at 10 and finishes up at 3 o'clock.
Wonderful.
Starts at 10, finishes at 3, and it's on the Saturday, on Easter Saturday.
Now, the 19th.
Now, it's funny you're from Warrnambool, because earlier in the show, we had a call from a guy called GT in Warrnambool. I don't know how many people know everyone in Warrnambool, but do you know a guy called GT?
I actually do.
Oh. How do you know GT?
Oh, GT's a friend of mine. He goes to our church. That's the classic.
Oh, there you go.
Well, the $1,000,000 question is, GT suggested this morning that we all blend banana in our coffee. Have you ever had a blended banana with GT, your friend?
No, I haven't. But I've had a ginger beer coffee. That was amazing.
With GT?
Really?
Not with GT, no, at one of our staff meetings. Oh, it was amazing.
Sorry, did someone make it for you, or does it come that way?
No. Actually, my pastor made it for us. I brought the recipe to the staff meeting, and he made it. It was incredible.
Ginger beer
cream as well. It's like a ginger shot coffee. Yeah, it's excellent. But I'll have to try banana. That is amazing.
Well, ginger banana. It sounds like Warrnambool's a place to go for unusual coffees.
Creative place. Creative people.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for inspiring us this morning. You've given us more coffee ideas as well. So in the morning, what could be better? But also your event. We're praying it's a wonderful weekend for you and everyone in Warrnambool. Thank you for giving us a call.
Thank you so much for the interview. Really appreciate it.
God bless you, Pastor Prudy. Yep.
Oh, bless you, Pastor
Andrew.
Prudy.
You too. Bye for now, guys.
Bye.
Rise and shine on Vision Christian Radio.
These days this week is all about Easter.
We are counting down to Easter Saturday, Fel, and Easter Sunday as well. Now, one of those days is the day when the kiddies go out and collect their eggs, isn't it, Fel?
Well, I feel like at my family, it's actually the whole season. We have eggs in the middle of our table, and Murray keeps replenishing the stock because that's part of the centerpiece. It's supposed to make it look, festive. Yeah. And every day the Easter eggs are dwindling down. He's like, where have they gone? I'm like, well, there are 5 of us. And if you go through the tally board of how many everyone ate, that Easter egg, they just quickly disappear.
Well, they look good and they taste good.
They do look very good as part of my centerpiece there. But one of the things that lots of families enjoy are Easter egg hunts. And I would put the call out this morning. I wonder if there's some Easter traditions that you enjoy. 1-800-316-316. We'd love you to join the conversation. But in our family, Easter egg hunts have become a bigger than Ben-Hur sort of a thing, Andy.
Really? Talk me through that. What's it look like?
Like, to begin with, it used to be I could just throw some little eggs and I'd hide them, in some odd places. You'd find them, 6-12 months later, but, whatever. You'd find these Easter eggs, and the kids are pretty good at finding them. And then we got a dog, and I was like, well, you can't have chocolate just lying around. So what are you going to do about that? Yeah. Very tricky. Yeah. So instead, Millie came up with this concept. To begin with, I just hid plastic eggs around. Apparently that doesn't cut the mustard nowhere near as well. Millie's decided that what we need to do is have clues, and they need to rhyme. And then one clue, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt for the Easter eggs. All the Easter eggs are hidden in one place around the house, and they're all in one big bag, and you've got to follow the clues to find the bag.
So it's like a treasure hunt.
It's sort of more like a treasure hunt now.
Whoever finds the eggs, do they have all the eggs, or they have to share them as well?
Well, because of, the way that life works nowadays, there's 3 even bags of Easter eggs. So there's one for each child. But, we have teenagers now, so they take great pleasure in doing it as fast as they can, of course. Yep. And a couple of times they've found the eggs before the clues, and I'm like, no, go back. You have to follow these clues.
They've short-circuited the whole system, haven't they? Gone straight to the end result.
They're like, Mum would have definitely hidden these in the laundry for sure. I've tried the washing machine, the car's quite a good spot. I can't give any more away because obviously the kids are listening. But it has become quite fun. So it made me think, what is the biggest Easter egg hunt you've ever been part of? Do you want to know the world record?
Well, for the amount of eggs or the size of the actual space where they're doing the hunt?
Well, okay. Well, for the number of eggs.
Okay. How many is it, Phil?
501,000 eggs.
500,000 eggs.
500,000 eggs.
Gee.
In whereabouts would it be?
Well, there's only one place that would have that many eggs. That many people who are open to the concept of eating that much sugar. It must be America.
It was in Florida, USA. They had almost 10,000 children and their adults, their accompanying adults, part of the search.
Well,
imagine the craziness.
What's 10,000 into 500,000, Phil? How's your math brain this time of day?
No way. There's no way I'm doing that math this early in the morning.
Yeah, well, that's actually 50 eggs per child.
Is it? Well, that was pretty good. They did well.
Well, if it was 10 eggs per child, it'd be 100,000.
Because I kind of think, when you're in an Easter egg hunt, if you get 5, you get a handful, you're doing well, because normally the big kids take them and the little kids are crying in the corner. But that's very good.
But they mustn't have found them all either. So maybe they're not finding the whole 500,000.
I wonder.
They're just finding a few.
Anyway, well, look, it's got us thinking this morning. Could we do a bigger Easter egg hunt? Andy, I reckon we can.
We can do a bigger one for size of the continent of Australia. Certainly we can do that, Phil. We can't probably come up with 500,000 eggs unless we do a vision-a-thon very quickly, like right now, to pay for them all.
Just for eggs, and we're not going to do that. But I think we could do we might have to make them pretend eggs to begin with. But if you can work out which Vision City our audio eggs are sitting in, then you could win a prize this morning.
Ooh.
It's definitely a Vision City, and your job at home. I wonder, Andy, we probably need some theme music for this. What do you reckon?
Well, if we're going to be looking for stuff, Phil, one thing comes to mind, or one movie soundtrack comes to mind.
Is it Mission Impossible, or is this Mission Possible?
It is possible, Phil, because the town that the eggs are in is a Vision listening town. So that narrows it right down.
There you go. If you have got your Vision Towns list out, you could jump onto the website or onto the app to find that list. We are looking for a Vision town where we are hypothetically hiding a bunch of Easter eggs. And look, I'll give you one clue to start you off.
And we'll be giving clues throughout the day, won't we, Phil?
And maybe tomorrow. If it doesn't go off today, tomorrow as well.
Okay, what's the first clue?
Okay, first clue is early in the 20th century, this town changed its name.
Okay, early in the 20th century, this town changed its name. That's the first clue. That is a town somewhere in Australia that has a Vision signal, just singing out the Vision signal 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we want you to find that town.
If you think you know, give us a call now, 1-800-316-316. We're calling it the world's biggest Easter egg hunt. We don't know that for sure, but we're going to put it out there.
Well, Australia's massive. It is the biggest.
It has to be for sure.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Are you ready for a challenge? Listen to the mystery sound, correctly name the Bible story, and win a great prize. Sounds easy, but is it? Rise and Shine's Bible Story Sound Off.
That's right. And yesterday we introduced a brand new sound.
We did, Fel, and it challenged some people. No one has yet picked the correct answer. And, pretty much to be expected, though, Fel. We don't make this easy, do we?
No, well, we don't. So if you're listening along, you tuned in for the very first time. Hello, welcome. It's lovely to have you along for Rise and Shine. This is a little game that we call the Bible Story Sound Off, where we dig back into Bible times. We pull out a single sound, and we've only got a little bit of it at the start. It does expand as we go, and your job at home is to match it to a Bible story. Yeah,
and if you're wondering how we go back into Bible times, we actually have a nuclear-powered time machine. We'd like to thank Peter Dutton for his assistance there. He's a great believer in nuclear energy. And so we fire up our nuclear-powered time machine, Phil, and we
you're doing it. You're doing it, Maverick.
Back in time.
It always concerns
Mav
me.
is ready to fly, Phil.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, here we go. This is the machine. If you're just new to Vision, we're about to launch back through
breaking
time.
Through the time barrier. We don't know who this guy is, but he's scary.
Yeah, he's a figure in history.
And thankfully, we're only sticking to Bible stories, although there are some pretty intense Bible stories that you may not want to go back and see.
Well, a lesser man than me, Phil, might crash land in the wrong spot, like ancient Egypt or Babylon or those bad places. But no, I'm always pretty good at landing it in Israel, so we get a nice, solid Bible sound from a Bible story.
I'm glad that you stick with the Bible. Is it in the Bible, Andy?
It's definitely in the Bible today, Phil, because I've landed the machine in a Bible story. Actually, I shouldn't say Israel, because some of the Bible stories happened outside of Israel as well.
Is that a clue?
It might not be a clue. It might be a clue. I'm not sure.
It's nothing then.
But anyway.
Okay.
So, Phil, do you want to hear the sound from our Bible story?
Yes.
We're in the machine now. We've landed, and this is our sound.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it, Phil. I might give you a little bit more than that, actually.
Oh, really? Do you have more? That's very generous of you. I haven't even twisted your arm. You just feel like it doesn't have enough in there?
I'm feeling a little bit generous. Let's listen to that again.
Okay. Oh. That's very strange. Okay, right. So there's a little bit more to the sound, and we did have a lovely call yesterday from Adam, and he made a bit of a guess that it might have been to do with Noah's Ark. So I think we've ruled out Noah's Ark. Definitely not that piece. Shall we have one more listen to the sound, Andy?
Yeah, I think so.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
We've got Stephen on the line. Stephen, what are you thinking?
I'm wondering if it's to do with the guys. I'm just thinking. Peter, when he's on his fishing boat.
Oh, Peter on a fishing boat. What can you hear there that's a bit fishingy? Yeah, there is a bit of
just the timber noises with the boat creaking and cracking, and maybe trying to pull something up there. Maybe they're using some sort of
like a pulley or something.
Pulley or something, yeah.
Well, let's listen to it again. Just have a little listen.
That's very good. I can hear all of that. It does sound pulleying-ish. I can hear what you're hearing. That's not even a word, but...
It is now.
Pullingness.
Pullingness. We just added it to the thesaurus.
Stephen, a brilliant guess. Is it the right one, though, Andy? No.
I didn't think so.
No, you didn't.
I'll tell you, it was a good guess, though. It was a really good guess, Steve.
Thanks so much, Stephen.
No worries at all. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks,
see you, mate.
Bye. Oh, there you go. Well, day 2, the sound lives on. It's nothing to do with Peter and the fishing boat then and the pullingness of
But what another great guest, Phil. We're going to say thank you everyone that calls in on this Bible story sound off, because the guesses are always good.
They're incredible. So it's not Noah's Ark, not a pullingness. But don't worry, if you're thinking that game was just too hard for me, we've got an even, well, is it easier? I don't know if it really is. Today,
more fun.
We've put it out there that we're going to play the biggest Easter egg hunt in the nation. That was coming off the back of the biggest in the world. We haven't been able to beat that, which was 500,000 Easter eggs being hidden. We're just hiding a few virtually in a vision town somewhere in Australia, and it's your job. Coming up next, we might have a guest coming up.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day.
This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
Today we've put it out there. We are playing Australia, well, the world, I'm going to say, biggest Easter egg hunt.
It's time to hunt, Phil.
We have hidden some eggs, well, pretending to hide some eggs in a vision town. Your job at home is to work out what town it could be. So far, this is very intense music.
I love it.
You can imagine Maverick liking
the
it.
eggs are fake, but the prize is real. If you can guess the town that we are talking about, we're giving clues where the Easter eggs are hidden, you will receive a prize, okay? So there's no disappointment at the end of this rainbow, Phil. There is a real prize on offer. All you got to do is guess the town.
That's right. So far, we have said that it is a vision town and that it changed its name. And on the line, we have got Shirley. Shirley, what can we do for you?
Which town?
Yes.
Its name?
You're going to play our biggest Easter egg hunt. Well, we're saying it is. I think it might be.
You're already going to take a punt and take a guess
You've only
after
got
just
one
little clue there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm saying Germantown. In New South Wales.
Now, okay, so Germantown, we're saying
its name to Holbrook.
Okay, very, very impressive.
Hang on a sec. How did you go on this search? How did you start thinking and looking? Because this is not an easy task, is it?
No, I didn't.
I'm sure you're racking your brain. You're making it happen. Looking at the map. So talk us through.
It's taking you out there,
Talk
Shirley.
us through that thought process. Why are you thinking that the answer you've got?
Because I did the Mission Impossible thing and used my search engine and used my Brave app and went in and asked the question.
Brilliant. Well, Germantown is an excellent guess. Is it the right guess, though?
No.
Wow. Andy just looked like he actually enjoyed doing that, to be honest, Shirley.
Everyone loves a button push every now and then, Phil. And Shirley, very good guess though, Shirley. Very good guess. But, there is I don't know, I'm in that sort of mood today where hitting that button just feels good right now. Yeah, I am enjoying it, Shirley.
Okay. Because I'm wide awake.
Okay, well, look, you know what, Shirley? Stay thinking about it, though. Stay listening, because all through the morning we'll give some more clues. So, give us a call back if you're Googling Mission Impossible continues to work for you.
I will do that. Okay. You have a good morning and a great day.
You too, Shirley. Thank you so much for the call.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Shirley. And, Stephen has weighed in on this as well. He said it helps to narrow it down a little bit to know that there are 69 towns and villages in South Australia that were given new names during World War I to cleanse them of their Germanness. So there are quite a few towns to choose from. So not a super easy guess.
Yeah, well, that's just South Australia. I know in Queensland the same thing happened. In 1900, Phil, more trivia for our Australian listeners, 1 in 3 migrants to Queensland were from Germany. So there's a lot of German influence in Western Queensland towns, a lot of Lutheran churches, and a lot of the names of towns were changed back in those days as well during World War I.
Look at us learning things.
This game, it's all
We're
about
educational.
It's not just about winning a prize, it's about learning on the journey as well, Phil. So if you know the answer, give us a call, 1-800-316-316. There's a prize on offer if you can guess the town.
And look, I'll offer one more clue.
Otherwise
it's never going to go off.
Okay.
As well as changing the name, it's also on the frequency for Vision of 87.6 FM.
Okay.
So there's your second clue.
87.6
FM.
The town has that. Okay.
There you go. If you can put those clues together, you might have an opportunity to win. Give us a call, 1-800-316-316.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
And it's great to be spending the morning with you right the way across Australia. In fact, if you can't see this right now, but Andy's even dancing in the studio. So it's a happy Wednesday for you, Andy.
That music has got me going, Phil, and the music just keeps me moving. Even though the music stopped, I'm still dancing.
You are still dancing, so it's very entertaining here. And just imagine Andy dancing as we go through this. Look, I'm going to give a bit more of a clue. We're doing the National Easter Egg Hunt today. We're trying to find our Easter eggs. The place I'm giving a shout out to is not where they're hidden. So
okay,
there you go.
Spoiler alert, this is not the answer to the the Easter egg hunt across Australia. So what's the town there,
It's
Phil?
Harcourt, Victoria. If you're living in Harcourt, a very big hello to you. Listening along on 87.8 FM. And I can say unequivocally that is not where our Easter eggs are hidden, but it is a beautiful place for something else. You will find something here. It's known as the Something Centre of Victoria.
Well, you know why I knew it wasn't the answer?
Why?
Because it's not the right frequency.
Oh, you're right, because we've already said that.
Yep.
Well, look at you remembering the clues.
Oh, yeah.
Because we said 87.6 FM is the frequency of our missing town.
I'm not just a pretty face, Phil. You know, this mine is like an iron trap. Nothing escapes it.
No, well, look, it's definitely something noticed.
She's laughing, everyone. Why is she laughing?
I'm not laughing. But Harcourt is known for something, Andy. I wanted you to try and guess it. What do you reckon? This iron trap of a mind of yours.
Well, having never been told this fact, I haven't retained the information.
No, I haven't
Harcourt,
told you. It's the
don't-
Something Centre of Victoria. What do you reckon?
It's
the
going to be a
central
flower, some sort of flower. I don't know, flora and fauna. What sort of flowers do they grow in Victoria? I've got no idea. So I'm going to say tulips.
Tulips. That would be nice. It would be very Dutch.
Very nice.
Very Dutch. It's not known for that. It's actually known for its apples. It's the apple centre of Victoria. So if you're munching on an apple in Victoria, you might be in Harcourt or might have come from Harcourt. And a very big hello to you. Your weather today, 13 degrees, up to 25 during the day. Mostly sunny, bit of clouds around. It sounds like it'll be just a gorgeous day, actually, for apple picking.
And God bless you if you grow apples. Don't you love a good apple, Phil?
Love an apple.
Thank you to all the farmers across Australia who grow apples and oranges and mandarins and bananas, all the wonderful fruit we have in Australia.
And most of it comes to the studio. Andy's always got fruit in the studio.
We love yous all. We love yous all.
What's that? What's
my
scripture?
great-grandfather had a citrus farm many years ago. Then he went to sheep after that. So, yeah, I love farmers. So we're in the book of Romans chapter 4. And the Bible says here in verse 3, what does the scripture say, Phil?
What's in the Bible?
I'll tell you what it says, Phil. It says Abraham believed God and it was accounted to him for righteousness. And one of the greatest truths I've discovered as a Christian, Phil, is that God has made me righteous as a gift. And the same thing happened to Abraham. It was his faith that enabled him to become righteous. It's not our good works. It's not all the good things we do or the things we haven't done maybe that God judges us by. He judges us according to our faith. And if we believe him for salvation, we're made righteous. It's one of the greatest things I discovered.
Given right standing with God, we can stand before God, the very throne room, as if sin never existed. That's what Easter is all about. That's what the price that Jesus paid is all about.
You found the podcast of Vision's breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
Something that we have been enjoying doing this year is digging into the Bible together.
We have, Phil. We've been sitting down.
Oh, you've got the fire on today.
Yeah,
I
in front of
always
the fire.
feel like our CEO, Phil Edwards, is going to come sprinting in here as soon as we play that sound. We've got the reason we have a Bible, it's like a fireside chat now, isn't it?
Well, if it's not Phil,
heating
it's
up there, though, Andy.
If it's not Phil, it's the fire warden. Someone's going to run down anyway.
With a yellow hat on, saying, please, guys, are you doing anything? It's just the sound of theatre of the mind here, but the sound of fire is to help us connect over the Bible, because it's something to read it by yourself, but how cool to be reading it as a whole nation together.
Absolutely, Phil. And you know what? There's nothing wrong reading the Bible, having a coffee or toasting some marshmallows like we're pretending to do right now. I don't think God cares if you're just sitting and chilling and enjoying some food and drink while you read the Bible. We're going to do that right now, aren't we, Phil? So if you're eating your breakfast right now, hey, just enjoy this little Bible study we're about to do.
Yeah, that's right. Pull out your Bible if you have one nearby or open in the app. We're in the book of Mark. So in the second half of the Bible, it's called the New Testament. You go Matthew, Mark, it's the second book. There are look in your table of contents. We're up to Mark 14, which is very timely because this is the week we're coming up to Good Friday, which is where we know this story actually takes place, a lot of what happens in Mark 14. So Mark 14, we see Jesus, and he's actually come into Jerusalem with his disciples to celebrate the week of Passover. And we're now 2 days before Passover, which is pretty much bang where we are right now.
Yeah.
And we've got Jesus here, and he's having a chat to some people, and he's in the home of a guy called Simon in Mark 14. And a woman comes in with a beautiful alabaster box to anoint him. And not everyone's thrilled about that. But Jesus says, hey, she's actually doing the right thing. This woman will be talked about forever. And we're talking about her right now.
Yeah, and it's a jam-packed chapter, isn't it, Phil? Because there's so much going on. I want to read out the headings. So it starts with the plot to kill Jesus, then this anointing at Bethany, and the next we've got...
the Last Supper. So that's communion. If you have that in church, there's the very first time communion was taken. You can see that account there in Mark 14. And then we see during that time and on the walk up to a garden, Jesus is actually predicting that the disciple Peter is going to deny him. And he's a bit shocked by that.
And Judas, at this point in the Bible, decides to betray Jesus. So there's heaps going on here. But then also, Jesus institutes the Lord's Supper, which we now call communion, which I don't know about you, Phil. Having communion is one of the best things I do as a Christian. Yeah. There's only 2 physical things we're required to do in Christianity. Number 1, be water baptized, and number 2, take communion. And just remember that Jesus died for us and remember his blood. And yeah, I don't know about you. Ever since I was a new Christian, having communion with another believer, it just does something to my spirit. It just takes me to a great place where I remember what he did, remember who he is in my life. And Jesus institutes this in Mark chapter 14.
Yeah, 100%, Andy. It's such a precious time, and we've done it so many times. I've even, with the kids, had Coke and some chips. We've been like, we are taking communion. This is what we have before us. But as you're taking it, it's that physical moment where your body, you're taking something into your body, but you can thank God for what he did as a result of it. And so it's actually such a powerful moment that you can take things by faith during communion. Then after we see communion there, Jesus goes into a garden called Gethsemane. He's going to pray. He asks some of his disciples to pray with him. They fall asleep. You can understand that though, Andy. After a big meal, it would be tough to stay awake, but that's where Jesus is praying.
Yeah, we've talked about this. It's a humanity. It's our humanity is always fighting against God, and these guys Jesus needed them at this time, but they just fell asleep because they were just too weak. But, Jesus prays a great prayer in that garden. He said, Father, all things are possible for you. If you can take this cup away from me, please do. But he said, nevertheless, not what I will, but what you will. So Jesus decides in this garden, he doesn't really want to die. As a man, he didn't want to suffer all that pain, but he surrenders himself to God and says, God, not my will, but your will be done. And that's a prayer, Phil, we can apply to our lives for the rest of our lives. Not my will, Lord, but your will be done. And that, I think, is what a mature Christian really lives by. Not my will, Lord, but your will be done.
100%. And you can see then the humanity of Jesus. He knew what was coming, but chose to go anyway to the cross, which we're going to see not long from now, because very soon after that, in fact, after he's woken up his disciples, Judas comes in and there's the betrayal of Jesus. So if you've ever wondered what that is all about, Mark 14 is the place to go. You can have a look at that. That is where the Pharisees come into the garden and Judas goes and gives Jesus a kiss, and that's the sign. This is the man you're looking for, and he's betrayed.
Yeah, and he stands before the Sanhedrin. And again, humanity has looked at this event, and in the Middle Ages, some people who claim to be Christian sort of thought, we've got to attack the Jews for this because they crucified Jesus. But it was God's plan.
Yes.
Jesus is not a victim of the Romans or the Jewish leaders. He was actually, it was planned by God that he would die, and people's humanity has looked at this in the wrong way and become angry about it. We're not supposed to be angry about it. We're supposed to say, wow, Jesus died for us. He chose to die. He knew what was going to happen. He allowed himself to be tried unjustly and to be basically sentenced to death without a cause, but it was all part of God's plan so he could save you and I.
And it's incredible because the Bible says if the devil knew what it was up to, he wouldn't have sent Jesus to be crucified. He didn't know the plan, even though that was the outworking of how it was going to happen. And to be able to see Jesus, and even when they came to get him, Jesus says, I could call upon right now thousands of angels, legions of angels. They would come and take me, but I choose to do this. Why, Andy? Why? Well, because he sees you. He saw you in the future. And because of you and your family, he went to the cross knowingly, willingly to save you forever.
Such good news, isn't it? This is the Easter message, Phil.
Yes.
Such good timing too, isn't it? That we just happen to be in this chapter leading up to Easter, leading up to Good Friday. So, yeah, just encourage you, as Phil's been saying, open the book of Mark. If you're new to the Bible, it's an easy book to read. Yeah. It contains all the good stuff that Jesus said, all the good stuff that he did. And this end part of Mark is the most powerful and potentially life-changing part of the Bible if you allow it to be life-changing, if you come to him and say, Lord, forgive me for my sins, wash me clean in your blood. Yeah. I believe you died for me, and I believe, Lord Jesus, you can save me today. He will do that, and that's what he did for me, and that's what he's done for more than 2 billion people all across the world who are now followers of Jesus. This man that allowed himself to be crucified to take our sins upon himself.
Wonderful. That is the good news. That's what Easter is all about. I encourage you, pull out your Bibles, Mark 14, have a read today. We are excited to jump into Mark 15 tomorrow. And coming up next, we are very excited. We're going to be chatting to Ben Fielding, the Grammy award-winning, multi-platinum Australian songwriter, about a brand new hymn that's 1,800 years in the making.
That's quite a resurrection, Phil, isn't it?
Always encouraging and always fun. Rise and shine on Vision.
People are enjoying the world's biggest, we're calling it the world's biggest as far as geography goes, Easter egg hunt. It's across Australia. We're trying to work out the town where the eggs are hidden, Phil.
That is right. So what can we do for you?
Oh, yeah, the Easter egg hunt.
Excellent. So who have we got there? What was your name?
And?
Anne. And
Anne.
you've got someone in the background with you, Anne.
Yeah, my son Joseph.
Ah, beautiful.
Husband.
So Anne and Anne's son have gone on what some might call a Mission Impossible. You've been looking at the
clues,
the map, the atlas, the map of Australia, Google Maps. You've listened to the clues. You had to think about it. Maybe even pray.
Oh, pray. I didn't even consider praying. But Anne, maybe you have. What have you got a guess for us? What do you think the clues are adding up to?
Is it Round Hill?
Round Hill. So tell us about Round Hill.
Strange number 1770.
Wow, this is the Anne's already phoned a friend. I mean, she hasn't actually phoned a friend. She's got a friend next to her.
There's a brains trust working on this. I'm very impressed. So Round Hill, did it change its name or is it on that frequency?
It changed its name to 1770.
Oh, to 1770. Okay.
A number.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is excellent. Look, that you have narrowing down the clues for us. There are a few cities that have changed their names. So is this the one?
But my question is it the right frequency?
Is it 87.6 FM?
Did you search that up, guys?
Oh, that's a good question.
They're laughing. That's a nervous laugh, and I think the reason it's a nervous laugh is
no.
But it was a very good guess, very good collaboration.
I'm very impressed. Yep. Well done. So if you think you know where the Easter egg could be hidden, give us a call 1-800-316 316. So far we know it's 87.6 FM. It's a vision town. And it's changed its name.
About 100 years ago.
That's what we're up to so far, but there's more clues to come.
Love the Rise and Shine podcast? Tell a friend today.
We've been excited all morning to connect with an incredible songwriter about a 1,800-year-old hymn.
Yeah, and look, his name is Ben Fielding, and most of us have probably never heard his name, but what we do know is we know some of the songs he's written. He's written some what your kids would call Christian bangers, Phil. I mean, here's an example of a Christian banger that Ben Fielding has written.
Oh, your mercy never fails me, and all my days.
So that's one of his bangers.
The goodness of God. What's another one of his there, Andy?
What about this one, Phil?
Oh, yes.
What a beautiful name. So good. So Benny's definitely bringing the bangers to us, Phil. He's obviously very gifted in this area of songwriting because he's written these songs which just cause us all to worship. And
we get to cross over to him to have a chat about an 1,800-year-old hymn.
Well, Phil, we have a very special guest with us today. His name is Ben Fielding. He's a very well-known Christian songwriter, and he's involved in a project called The First Hymn, and we are going to hear all about it today. Ben, welcome to Rise and Shine.
Thanks very much for having me. Good to be with you guys.
Now, Ben, our listeners may be familiar with some of your songs. You're a very award-winning artist. Songs that I'll have to try and say them without singing them, Ben, because they're so good. They're the anthems that we know and love, like What a Beautiful Name, this, I believe, Goodness of God, 10,000 Reasons. We love your music and your songwriting. And this is a very exciting one, though, because this time you're writing a song that's based on someone else's work.
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things about this First Hymn project that I immediately found the 3rd century, and we don't know the name of this hymn writer, and you just mentioned some songs that modern hymns, and we often do identify the song with people, the movement that it's come from. But with this particular hymn, we don't know the church it came out of. We don't know the name of the hymn writer. So a big part of this process has been trying to imagine what it was like to be a believer back in the 3rd century, early church, and why is it that they were singing the things that they were singing?
It's amazing.
So tell us the story behind this hymn. So it was found by archaeologists, I believe?
Yeah, so it was discovered about midway through last century, and it's in a town called Oxyrhynchus in Egypt, and it was a papyrus that had about 80% of the lyric and about the same 80% of the melody of this ancient hymn that was written in ancient Greek and had been written on the back of what was essentially a corn contract and then discarded in like what was a dumpster basically. And because of the compression, this papyrus had been preserved. And so it was discovered midway through last century, taken in biscuit tins from Egypt to the Oxford University where it currently sits. And John Dixon reached out to me a couple of years ago and said, look, I'm doing a documentary on the significance of this discovery, this hymn. He's like, your part is to try to bring that back to life and to put modern melody to it, modern music to it, and gift it back to the modern church.
Wow. So has anyone tried to play the hymn before, Ben, or are you the first one to try and piece it together?
Well, so the musicologists can play the ancient melody. Yeah. And in fact, we've got a modern, the version of the melody on a modern stave. So we can kind of play around with the melody, but its form is just so different to what we would sing today. And I think in keeping with the heart of the original hymn writer who wrote this original hymn in a musical style that John says would have been basically like a pub song of today. It would have been familiar. It would have been something that people could almost immediately pick up and sing together. He was like, really, we're in keeping with that heart to go, how can we gift this hymn back, these theological truths back in a way that in modern church, in modern life, we could hear and immediately sing along with.
So how big a challenge was it for you, Ben, a modern Christian songwriter? Was this one of your biggest challenges?
Yeah, definitely it was. I mean, John had reached out to me in about 2014 about writing a song that was based on the Apostles' Creed. And that was incredibly challenging. And the thought that was that seemed to work, but the thought of being able to do that again just felt sort of equal parts exciting and daunting. And I said to John, I love the project. I just don't know if we can do it. Should we just take the win with the Creed and kind of cut our losses? You know? But it has been challenging because we wanted to really try to capture, what would have been going through the mind of this hymn writer. What was the climax? What was the pinnacle in the original hymn? And so I spent quite a bit of time with Chris Tomlin, really trying to get inside the mind of these early Christians. And the third century for the church was a time of great persecution. There was a lot of opposition externally. And then internally, the church was really trying to work out what it believed. There was a lot of heresy. There was a lot of division, and the church was breaking apart in different ways. And then about 100 years after the writing of this hymn, we have the Council of Nicaea and the creeds, and so these sort of statements of unifying belief. But here we've got a hymn that predates that by about 100 years, where the church is singing about praise to our God, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, this Trinitarian God. And I think the bit that has moved me the most in this hymn, which has become, was the pinnacle in our view of this original hymn and is the pinnacle in our version of the hymn, is this thought that you have these persecuted people and yet they're able to sing together with faith that we praise the only giver of all good gifts. Amen. And that thought that, despite the challenges they were facing, how out of control things must have felt internally and externally for them as the church in the day, that they had this immovable faith in the only giver of all good gifts. How much hope can we draw from that today? And how much encouragement can we draw from it? That they dared to believe that God who was carrying this message would carry it through not just their day, but potentially thousands of years into the future.
It's amazing, isn't it? When you think about then, it sounds like there is some symmetry between the worship song that you were finding and the worship songs that we're singing today.
Definitely. And, I think Walter Brueggemann talks about our songs, our hymns, as being songs of protest. And I think that's a captivating thought because the world as we know it, it's created by God. But when we worship, I think we echo the very reason that we were created. And yet we look around the world and we see in our politics, in our relationships, in our family life, our community life, we see a lot of breakdown in the world. And this song of protest this song of worship becomes a song of protest because it redefines what the world is meant to be. And when we sing about who God is, we see we sing about a God who is good. What's that look like? What's good look like? What's it look like to be merciful, to be loving? And so our songs of worship to God actually help us draw a line in the sand and say the world doesn't have to be the way that it is. There is hope, and it's found in the person of Jesus. And when we worship, we remind ourselves of why it is, who created us and why we were created.
Yeah, gee, I really enjoy listening to you, Ben. I'm glad you write songs because, there's some really solid truth in there. Now, this is not just a song project, is it? It's actually a movie/documentary, as you said. So it's a double banger, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I think the great thing about that is that the documentary is really going to draw out some of the historical significance of this discovery. And it's amazing. Like, I, to be honest, had no idea that this first ever early church Christian hymn was just sitting in at Oxford University until John told me about it. And I think there'd be a lot of people in the church and a lot of believers that would have this papyrus. I can't remember the exact number, but Oxyrenka with a number. That's how it's known. And to think that, we can bring this back to life, and that the documentary will help kind of us imagine what it was like to be part of that early church. And then my hope is that when people hear this song, that would kind of, that have this sense of like, we have unity with one another when we sing about the truth of who God is. And that's incredibly powerful. And we have unity with heaven because we're told that heaven is already worshiping. They've been worshiping for eternity, and we'll be worshiping for eternity. But then to think even, in our lifetime, it's hard to imagine 1,800 years. Yeah. I mean, that is a long time. But to think that 1,800 years ago, these words were being sung, and that we can sing in unity today, those exact words, and believe them, and they ring as true as they did back then.
It's so precious. And I love that mental picture, Ben, because I often think when you're worshiping and praising God, we're praising God in heaven with people for thousands of years. What a cool thought that we'll be singing songs that were written. And even David, that would be your next job, Ben. Do you think you could get King David's Psalms and try and work out what the original melody might have been? I often read them and go, I wonder how that would have sounded.
Yeah, I do the same thing. And I mean, there are incredible bands. Like, there's a group called Sons of Korah who have basically, they sing verbatim the Psalms. And I think the Psalms have certainly like inspired a lot of music ever since they were written. But yeah, there is that sort of, I think it's captivating, isn't it, to try to get into the mind of David. Obviously we could read a lot more about his story than a lot of other hymn writers through the history of the church. But it is like, what was he doing, and why was and what was this outpouring of his heart? And you can see the way his songs track his life, and I think that that's a great encouragement to modern songwriters and, to be honest, modern artists to go, how can we use our creativity in a way that we don't have to dissociate from what we're experiencing, but actually, like, if we can capture what's going on around in our world, in our lives, and we can talk about who God is in the middle of that, the authenticity and the immediate connection that other people will have with that, I think is profound. And it is my belief that art, the highest calling of all art, of all creativity, is to reflect the glory of the Creator.
Oh, thank you so much, Ben. We so loved having a chat with you this morning. And Andy, isn't that incredible? I am so looking forward to seeing this documentary when it comes out later in the year.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And, I don't know about you, Phil. I could listen to Ben all day. There's such a depth to his heart. And obviously that's why God's using him to write these amazing songs, because he's got a deep walk with God, a deep revelation, I think, of who the Lord is.
Well, if you want to see the trailer and hear a bit more about the movie, head to thefirsthymnmovie.com. You can see the trailer, find out about some of the history of the song, listen to the first hymn as well. It is wonderful. We loved chatting to Ben. I'm sure we'll get to hopefully chat a bit more as we're getting close to the release of that as well.
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and shine on Vision.
Look, I'm going to say the town that I'm giving a hug to this morning is not the town. So if you're living in Wallumbilla in Queensland, you are not not the place where we've hidden our Easter eggs today, but we do love you. Now, the locality of Wallumbilla had a population of 331 people in the last census, and also, awesomely, a Vision Town signal, 88 FM, and it's a beautiful spot about 5 hours by road west from Brisbane, just to give you a bit of a picture of where it is. And your weather today, about 16 degrees, heading up to 28 degrees during the day. So we'll have to give our clues out again. Maybe do your scripture, Andy, and then maybe we'll give our Easter egg clues all together.
That sounds like perfect weather, doesn't it? 16 to 28.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Just not too hot, not too cold.
No, gorgeous.
Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. Well, I'm in the book of Romans chapter 4. We've been talking about how righteousness is given to us as a gift because of our faith, not because of our good works. And Paul does some great backup here, some great third-person affirmation. He references David, and he says in verse 6, just as David also describes how blessed it is if someone is given righteousness, not by their good works, but by what they believe. And David wrote this in one of the Psalms, blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord does not hold sin against him.
Oh, how good is that? And you think David, there he is, and we know that he had some sins. The Bible is very, you often say the Bible gives it warts and all. They tell everything. And you see David committing at least one big sin there in his lifetime. But yet he knew, I have salvation. There is right standing with God. How wonderful is that?
Yeah, and this is Paul's genius as well, and the Holy Spirit in Paul, that he's quoting Abraham, he's quoting David. So those with a Jewish background will be like, oh, wow. So it's not just Paul's message, but this is actually the Old Testament message. And the New Testament is really the Old Testament brought to Jesus, and Jesus gives us this new covenant, but it's all based on prophecies that were given in the Old Testament.
So exciting. Prophetic utterance, that progressive revelation. We see more and more of God's plan as we head through the Bible.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
And it's a beautiful day as well, Fel.
I love a Wednesday. We're warmed up.
Not that I can see it. I'm in this studio. If you've never seen our studios, there's no windows in these studios.
No.
We could be anywhere. It's really like a dungeon, but it is a beautiful day. I just believe it's a beautiful day.
Yes, it's not really a dungeon.
It's like a dungeon. No windows, Phil.
No, that's true. Sometimes, actually, to be honest, we walk out of the studio and it's pouring with rain, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
That's right. Or even hear it.
That's true, because it's soundproof as well. But look, one thing that we do love is that getting phone calls and hearing from you while we're here in what Andy's calling the dungeon. I don't think it is at all. It's very, very
I said
nice.
it's like a dungeon, Phil. You see, you've fixated yourself on one word there, dungeon. I said it's like a dungeon, which means there's no windows, there's no heaters, there's no fireplace, even though I play the fire music. But it's great to be here, but we never really know what's going on out in the real world. That's what I'm trying to say.
We are saying it's a beautiful life. We're loving playing a bit of a game. If you're just joining us, we have discovered that the world's biggest Easter egg hunt, as far as numerical numbers, was actually 500,001 eggs, 500,001 eggs.
In Florida.
In Florida, of all places.
God bless us Americans. And if something big's going to happen, I mean, I would have thought it was Texas, but it wasn't Texas, it was Florida. But big stuff happens in America, doesn't it, Phil? 500,000 eggs. Where do you even get 500,000 eggs from?
That's right. You'd almost need a helicopter to dump them or something. Like, just imagine the spreading of those eggs.
Like Black Hawk Down. Just come in.
A Vision helicopter. Dumping the eggs.
If you're new to Vision, Phil does a very, very realistic helicopter sound. Phil, one more time for the audience, please. I'm just launching eggs from the helicopter right now.
Right. But look, we decided not to go big numerically, but big geographically this morning, and say somewhere in Australia we have fictionally hidden an egg. And we've given some clues, and your job at home is to try and work out which Vision town, there's your first clue, the eggs are hidden.
So we've just hidden a fictional egg. We can't afford a real egg, but we're pretending we've got an egg. We're praying for an egg. But what we do have, we've got a real prize for you. If you can guess this town, there is a prize on offer here. It's legit. It's not an Easter egg, because that's tough through Australia Post Easter eggs. But we'll be sending you something really nice if you guess the town.
That's right. So these are our clues so far. So far, we know that the town is a Vision town. It has a signal of 87.6 FM, and early in the 20th century, it changed its name. We've had, I know, well, they're pretty good clues, right?
Very good.
So if you think, give us a call, 1-800 316 316. I can see we have got someone on the line. What can we do for you?
Oh, I wouldn't mind guessing where the Easter eggs are.
Yes.
Ooh.
We would love you to guess.
You've been on a bit of a hunt, have you?
I have.
Well, you know what? Let me ask you a question. Has the hunt music helped you today?
Definitely.
Oh, definitely. You're very generous.
It's got me in the mood today, that's for sure.
If you put anything that Mission Impossibly Maverick here gets super excited.
Okay, Rose, what do you got for us? What town is it? I know you got the answer. Just hit me with the answer. What is it?
Bingara.
Bingara. Bingara. You mean in Queensland?
New South Wales.
New South Wales. Well, tell us about how the clues help you with that.
Well, I think you're using Bingara because it also needs a host for Vision Radio.
Oh, that would have been clever of us.
That would have been very strategic, yes.
Yes, we should have done that actually, Rose. In fact, you should probably be here planning the show. Is that the...
But did Bingara change its name 100 years ago?
Did it? I don't know.
Ooh, well, that was one of the clues. The town changed its name about 100 years ago, and it also has a frequency of 87.6. Those are the clues we've given away. But your guess was really well thought out. You're like a chess player thinking 3 moves ahead. Sadly for you, though, today, I'm only thinking 1 move ahead. So...
no.
So sorry, so sorry.
But it was a very good guess, Rose. Well done for having a go.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for letting me try.
Oh,
God
we
bless
love
you,
it. You have a
Rose.
wonderful Easter.
Thanks, you too.
Bye. Wonderful. Well, if you think you might know, you can still give us a call, 1-800 316 316. I can see we've got Julie on the line. Are you calling with a guess?
I am.
Excellent. Yes. Excellent. So let's, Andy, are you going to play some music?
Well, I mean, let me ask you something. Has the music been helping you in the hunt?
Oh, look, music's always good.
It's helping me, Julie. Help me get through the day. I don't need coffee. I just need this music.
In fact, as Andy's going to the coffee machine today, we're just going to play this behind him. As he's going to the photocopier, this music goes and plays. Anytime I need Andy's attention, I'm just going to play that music. But Julie, right now we need your attention. What are you thinking about our Easter egg hunt?
I'm thinking it's Victor Harbour in South Australia.
Oh, did it change its name?
It did, from Port Victor.
From Port
in
Victor.
1921.
Oh, about 100 years ago.
Fits the criteria.
Beautiful.
What about the signal? What is the vision signal there? 87.6.
Wow. Oh, you're putting the clues together. Well, that is, I mean, is it that, Andy?
Well, it's one of the best guesses. It's actually the best guess of today.
No!
Not the right guess, but a very good guess. You can be proud that your guess is the best so far. Okay? Hold your head up high.
Andy.
Don't listen to what they're saying about you, okay? You hold your head
Whatever
up
happens
high.
during the day, you can walk ahead going, I almost got the Easter egg challenge. Julie, we're so proud of you. Thank you for having a go.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Happy
Have a
Easter
good
too.
day.
God bless.
Easter. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, very good. Well, 2 very good guesses there. Extremely good guess. Time for another clue, I think.
Yeah, hit us with it, Phil.
Okay,
What do you got?
here's another clue. This town, the name sounds a bit fiery, but actually it's quite cool.
That's cryptic.
Isn't it cool? I love that. That's a very good clue.
Say it again.
The name sounds a bit fiery, but actually it's quite cool. So there's another clue for you. I don't know if that helps, but it's out there.
Subscribe and listen to the Rise and Shine podcast in the free Vision app. It's easy and available everywhere.
You're calling us this morning. You're on Rise and Shine. We're taking lots of phone calls. If we haven't got you, I'm so sorry. We will get to your call. It's about an Easter egg hunt. We are not going for the number and the biggest number of Easter eggs, but we've hidden an Easter egg somewhere in Australia. So we're saying it's the world's largest geographically placed Easter egg hunt.
Well, it's the world's largest continent. That's why it's the biggest Easter egg hunt ever, because it's the largest continent in the world, Fel, and so many people are calling up with their answers.
That is right. In fact, we've got someone on the line right now. I've got Mari on the line. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'd like to try and guess where the town is.
I wonder, I think to do that, we probably need some music, Andy, to help Mari.
Yeah, have you been searching in the atlas this morning?
Well, I think I live in the town.
Whoa!
Wow! Now that's the first for us this morning. We haven't had someone who thinks they're in the town where the Easter eggs may be virtually hidden.
She hasn't even needed the atlas. She's walking the streets of the town as we speak.
She's ticking off the clues. Okay, Mari, what are you thinking?
Well, it's a suburb in Townsville. It used to be called German Gardens, but they renamed it to Belgian Gardens. So that's my guess.
Ooh.
Very good. And what frequency is it? Is it a vision? Got a vision frequency there?
Yes, that's the frequency that I'm listening to it because I'm up in the ceiling doing demoulding because of the rain.
Yes.
So I've had the radio on.
Oh, well, that is. Well, we're sorry that you have to be up in the roof doing demoulding. That's not a fun job.
No.
But I am glad you're listening along.
Christian radio helps me, doesn't it?
Oh, what a woman. God bless you as you're working up there.
Oh,
I hope it's
praise
not
God.
too hot up there today. Is it in the ceiling, I mean?
Oh, well, it is because we're in the tropics up here. And hopefully the rain has gone away because we've had so much this year.
Yes.
Look, I've been in a few ceilings in my time. Every time I've been in a ceiling, regardless of where I am, it's hot. It's always hot in the ceiling when you're working.
But the guest today, is it there, Andy?
I want to give it to her because she's working hard in the ceiling, listening to Vision. I mean, you know what? We're going to give you a prize for listening to Vision
in the
ceiling. So don't hang up. But I'm going to have to just check the answer sheet, though.
Oh, wow.
You've won a prize, though, just for having such an amazing Protestant work ethic up there in that ceiling. And so don't hang up. We want to get your details and send you a prize because that's hard work.
All right.
It's hard work doing stuff up there. So good on you.
Right. Thank you very much for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Have a good day.
God bless.
Stay on the line. Hello, who have we got there?
You've got Helen here.
Hey, Helen. Are you guessing where our Easter eggs are hidden?
I certainly am.
Where do you reckon they might be?
In Holbrook.
Holbrook. Okay, what did
A town in New South Wales.
Yes.
And I can't remember the name it had before.
Right.
But it must have been a German sounding name or something to do with that. And when the war was on, they decided they had to change it.
Right.
And Holbrook was someone high up in, I think, the Marines in might have been a general or something, and he had just done something marvellous, so they decided to call it Holbrook. And they now have, it's a tourist place, they now have a submarine there, or the top of a submarine there, that he actually did something, failed in.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
After he had died, his wife, in conjunction, I suppose, with people from there, actually got some of this submarine. They've set it up there as a tourist attraction, and it'd be well worth everyone seeing. You just got to divert off the highway a small way and see it.
And there you go. Well,
There you go.
it sounds like everyone should go to Holbrook. Are they going to find Easter eggs, though, Andy, when they head there?
I tell you what, that was one of the best answers I've ever had, though. It
They're
was
very thorough.
So full of information and facts and also history.
But not where the Easter eggs
But really glad you called. Really glad you called. Yeah, it's a really interesting part of our history that we changed all the German-sounding names of our towns, isn't it? That was obviously during the First World War.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if you actually got the history of it. We were driving down past there, looking at a tourist book on the way, and on the spur of the moment went in, and I just can't remember why exactly the history of changing the name, but they did change it.
Well, it's probably because of that, yeah. But, hey, thank you so much for the call. Really appreciate it. And you guys enjoy your journey wherever you're off to today, okay?
Righto, will do. Bye.
See ya. God bless.
Oh, well, there you go. Another couple of guesses. So you can tick a couple of the many, many towns off the list. Here are our clues so far. If you're playing along at home, we know that this town changed its name early in the 20th century. We also know that you're listening along here on 87.6 FM, and our most cryptic of the clues, the name sounds a bit fiery, but actually it's a bit cool.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
And money can't buy this. A very exciting game.
Made my day, Phil. And not just the
serious,
music.
though. I'm going to get this music and just play it behind you as you go about the day. There's Andy. He's going to get his lunch. There's
Subliminal.
Andy. I
I tell
reckon
you
you
what,
get more done.
I reckon, Phil, I got more chance of I was going to say hell freezing over, but it would be a miracle for you to get in a car with me with that music playing, wouldn't it? What are the
I would
chances?
not be. I will not be getting in a car with Andy anytime soon. I've banned myself from a car.
And especially with that music playing.
Oh, no way. There's
What
no
about if
way.
some classical music was playing? Would you get in the car?
No,
then?
I still wouldn't because I've seen you drive
Bit
and
of
I
Mozart?
value. I'm an important member of my family. So,
But don't you trust the ancient composers who've composed this nice, relaxing, reflective music that if I play that in my car, I'll slow down, I'll take those corners nice and easy, Fel. I'll stop with lots of, break time, lead up time. It'll be a safe, comfortable ride. Are you up for that, Fel?
No, I'm not. No, we're all good. I'll stick with my car and you stick with yours. But today we are enjoying looking for an Easter egg. So we put it out there.
A virtual Easter egg.
A couple of hours ago now. We put it, yeah, that's right, virtual. It's all fictional, but it's fun. That we would love to have the biggest ever Easter egg hunt somewhere in Australia. In a vision town, we have pretended to hide an Easter egg. Your job at home is to follow the clues, super sleuthing your way to find this Easter egg.
Yeah, and look, it's the world's biggest continent, so we're saying this is the world's biggest Easter egg hunt. Just because Florida had one with 500,000 actual chocolate eggs, so what, Florida? You got nothing on this. We've got a fake egg somewhere in the world's largest continent with a very small population of people. So there you go. Take that, Florida.
So these are our clues so far. We know it's a vision town. We know that you are listening along on 87.6 FM in this town. We know that it changed its name early in the 20th century and that the name sounds a bit fiery, but it's actually quite cool.
Ooh.
So there you go. If you think you know, give us a call, 1-800-316-316. Our phone lines are actually heating up, speaking of fiery there. Who have we got there?
Hi, it's Karen.
Hey, Karen, where do you think our Easter egg might be hidden?
I think it might be at Burnie in Tassie.
Really?
Burnie?
That's a big call. Why? What are you thinking about Burnie?
Well, as soon as you said cold, so I got out my word of the day and looked in the back and I thought, Tassie.
Oh, yes.
And then I was looking through the numbers and I saw Burnie and I thought, oh, that sounds a bit like the clue you gave, Fel.
Because it's a bit burning up. It's fiery. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, but I could be completely off here.
Well, I mean, you're putting two and two. Well, there's three clues. You're putting three clues together. Andy, what do we think?
Well, let me ask you one question. Did this help you find the answer? Because it is quite a hunt.
And it's hard. You've got the whole nation.
It's a big country. It's a big the world's largest continent.
And only a couple of clues, and yet you've narrowed it down to just one place, the town of Burnie. Is that
your final answer?
It is, Andy.
Well, guess what? You have won the prize. And you know what? You're in good company. I don't know how this happened, Phil, but the mayor of Burnie has just texted me and she says, the Easter hunt lands in Burnie. So even she worked out that her town, and this is not a rig. We did not tell the mayor of Burnie. Her name is Teeny, and she just texted me. So two people worked it out at the same time. We'll give the mayor of Burnie a call as well because I know she wants to be a part of this. But well done. Well
very
done.
impressive.
Thank you.
Are you a puzzle solver normally? Like, is this something like if we take you to a trivia night, are you the person who's got all the answers?
Oh, probably not, but I like a bit of a mission.
Really?
I like working things out, yes. And I like to stick with it till I've tried every possibility.
Well, we would just have to say a massive congratulations. Very, very impressive. We'll send you something.
Thank you so much.
Probably not an egg.
Stay on the line. Phil's going to get your details, so don't hang up, and we're going to send you a prize. Happy Easter. God bless, and thank you so much for playing our game today.
God bless to you both too.
Lots of laughs with lots of heart. The Rise and Shine podcast.
And it's great to be spending this Wednesday morning with you right the way across the country. And a special shout out to somewhere that you probably have trouble hiding eggs because it's quite
Burnie?
hot.
Is it Burnie?
It's not Burnie.
It's been an exhausting day for me, Phil. I'll tell you what.
How are you feeling? That's all that Mission Impossible-ing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I need to rest after this.
You need to go and have a coffee, maybe with a banana in it. GT was suggesting that yesterday to
Maybe
us.
even a Bex. I don't know.
A what?
A Bex. Remember Bex, the old aspirin?
No.
Have a Bex.
Oh, no.
It's an old thing. Old
there
Australian
we
thing.
go. Well, I'm a bit young and hip for that sort of information. But there you go. If you're in Yulara, though, in the Northern Territory, you're listening along on 88 FM. And your weather today is about 22 degrees, heading up to 32 during the day with a bit of a chance of showers. And Yulara is in the southern region of Northern Territory. I keep saying territory, like I feel like I'm saying Irish every time I say that, but it looks like a beautiful part of the world and probably is one of those spots where outdoor Easter egg hunts are probably a no-go because they probably melt straight away.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's a beautiful part of the world now. I'm in the book of Romans, Phil. This is a long verse. There's a lot to it, but I've got to read it out because it's so good. Chapter 4, verse 16. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be according to God's grace, so that the promise might be sure to all the seed, not only to those who are of the law, obviously who are born Jews, but also to those who are of the faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all. And before the term inclusiveness became popular as it is now, this is the most inclusive verse in the Bible because Paul's basically saying everyone can become a part of God's family. Everyone can be made righteous if they simply believe in Jesus. Doesn't matter if you're born a Jew or born a Gentile, as they were called, a barbarian like us Aussies are, if we're not of Jewish ancestry. If we believe in Jesus, Abraham becomes our father and we join the family of God. That is inclusiveness right there, Phil.
It's pretty amazing. And the Bible says whoever calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Sometimes we can feel like it's hard to do, but literally that, if you're listening along and you have never heard that message before, this Easter, what a great time to make that decision. Literally, if you just call on the name of Jesus and say, Jesus, I accept you as my Lord and Saviour, that's all it takes to become part of God's kingdom.
Yep, and it's the greatest decision I ever made in my whole life, Phil, is to do just that.
Yeah, definitely. Look, and if this is new to you or you want to chat to someone, head over to our website, vision.org.au. You can click on prayer. There's actually a number there. It goes directly through to our prayer team. They'll be able to give you more information and pray along with you.
Great conversations and great friends. The Rise and Shine podcast.
It's Fel and Andy.
Well, Fel, the king's in the room and the mayor is on the phone.
That is right. We've been playing a game all through the day to find an Easter egg hidden in a town. It was hidden. Here we go. It's gone off. Karen's found it in Burnie, Tasmania. And on the line, we have the Mayor of Burnie, Teeny Brumby. G'day.
G'day. I'm great. Thank you. I'm travelling with with the Deputy Mayor as well, so we're excited.
Are you both allowed to?
Someone guesses it.
Are you both allowed to drive in the car at the same time?
Well,
You've got the Mayor and the Deputy.
I asked her to drive for me. She's driving at the moment, so I'm on the phone. But yeah, she's alongside of and can hear this interview whenever it takes.
But I think what Phil's saying is you got the mayor and the deputy mayor both travelling together. Yeah, like that's high risk, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's pretty safe here in Tassie. Come on.
And it's not Andy driving, so we're not concerned.
No.
Well, if you ever need a driver, I promise you, Mayor Teeny, I will get you there every time. Every time. And maybe even early.
Great.
Probably not early.
You're a bit of a speed stray, Andy.
Well, Fel thinks I am, but it's a rumour. But let me ask you something, Teeny. When did you work out this was your town? We've been playing the game all morning. When did you realise that's Burnie?
Well, look, once I heard the name had changed 100 years ago.
Oh, yes.
Well, we were Emu Bay 100 years ago. So
your little bunny ears pricked up then, did they?
Yes, and then as soon as you said, look, this place sounds like it's on fire, but it's actually cold, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's Burnie. That's our city. So the Deputy Mayor and I have been driving along listening to all the guesses. The last one I think was Holbrook, and we were like, yeah, no, good try. No, it's our city. So we thought we wouldn't ring in and spoil it for all those that are actually guessing. But, yeah, it was pretty exciting, actually, to be driving along and hearing that our town was about to be the Easter egg hunt destination.
Well, it's pretty funny that Burnie was a town and the mayor of Burnie just happened to be listening. I mean, what are the chances?
We love it.
Well, look, I listen to Vision Radio all the time. It's the best way to start your day. Who wouldn't listen to Vision Radio?
And Mayor, how long have you been listening to Vision for now? How many years?
Look, I think I'm probably up to the 6th or 7th year.
Amazing.
Last time I was speaking with you guys, I spoke way too fast. In fact, wherever I went, everyone was like, Teeny, we heard you on Vision. But you were too fast. And I said, that's because I was starstruck. I was so excited that I was on Vision Radio, the station that I actually listen to. So, look, this time I'm going to try and slow down and be like very excited still, but try and talk a little bit slower. But no, thanks, guys, for highlighting Burnie as the destination for your Easter egg extravaganza, and the hunt lands right here on the Gold Coast of Tasmania.
Oh, the Gold Coast of Tasmania. Right, you sold me.
We do want to come.
You've got to invite us because we want to come. I was telling Fel, you know, in golf there's a saying, when you do a good shot off the tee and you're landing in the middle of fairway, it's called being in the mayor's office. And because you're set up for that next shot onto the green. I said to Fel, I want to be in the mayor's office in Burnie, so I actually literally want to have a game of golf but also be in your office, Mayor. So please invite us. Fel and I will come down there.
We are waiting for you. Last time I spoke to you was about 6 weeks ago, and I was like, guys, We need you to come on down to Bernie's. I'm going to put on a fantastic breakfast in the mayoral office, especially for you guys. So come on down to Tasmania where the sun always shines.
Okay, what are we talking? Ticker tape parade, streamers, balloons, entertainers. Talk us through it, Mayor. What do you got planned?
We are going to go all out for you. It'll be like the ticky-tack parade.
All right.
It sounds a bit messy.
I'm booking the flights.
Oh, dear.
But listen, I did tell you last time, I swim every morning at 7 a.m.
So you'll have to do that.
Regardless of what month you come, we are going swimming, all right?
So we should be careful what month we book.
So even in the middle of winter, you'll swim?
When you're going to land in Tassie.
Are you doing middle of winter swims?
You bet. Every day I swim at 7 a.m.
Wow. So beware if we go in August.
I'm new friends to come in with me, so please come
good
down.
For you. No, I'll be up for the challenge.
Would you do it in August?
It's really good for you. It's like an ice bath.
What sort of temperature is the water at that time of year, Teeny?
Apparently it goes down to about 11 degrees. Now, I must confess, I've been swimming every day this year. I've never gone through winter. So this is our first attempt to manoeuvre through winter. And a week ago, I included the wetsuit into the daily swim.
Oh, so there is a wetsuit.
Yeah, well, it's a half piece. I'm going halfway at this point. I still go fully under, I submerge, but the wetsuit is a half piece at this stage. So, look, by the time you come visit me, if you come in August, I might be into a full-piece wetsuit by then. And you're welcome to try a wetsuit, but look, it's a fantastic experience. What a way to wake up in the beautiful ocean while the sun rises and it starts dancing on above it.
Yeah, and I've heard whale blubber is good as well. So if it gets a bit fresh, even in the wetsuit, put some whale blubber down there as well. That'll keep you nice and warm. But Mayor, what have you got to say to our winner, Karen, who picked Burnie as the town today? Have you got some congratulations for her?
Oh, Karen, we are so proud of you. I'm not quite sure. I didn't quite catch how she determined that Burnie was the destination, but we are absolutely thrilled. And if you are in Tasmania, Karen, I didn't catch where is she actually from?
We're not sure.
Did she say where she
Somewhere in this great land of Australia.
Well, somewhere in Australia. Well, she did very well. If she's ever in Tassie and in Burnie, I would love to host her for a cuppa. But, yeah, congratulations, Karen. We're really proud of you. And, yes, Burnie was the destination. The most beautiful city in Tasmania is what I call it. So,
wonderful.
Wow.
Well, Mayor Teeny Brumby, the Mayor of Burnie, thank you so much for calling us today on Vision, and thank you so much for being such a enthusiastic Rise and Shine listener as well.
You bet. Thanks so much, guys. Great to chat.
Well, there you go. That is our biggest ever Easter egg hunt, wrapped up nicely with a bow.
And do you know what I'm seeing, Phil? And maybe it's the wrong image. I'm seeing us going down the main street of Burnie on one of those floats. You know those floats?
Oh, my goodness. You have grand expectations. I'm imagining a cup of tea in the mayor's office. That would be pretty cool. Maybe a scone?
After the float ride.
Oh, dear. Deary me. Well, the question would be, what song would be playing as we went down the middle of town? Maybe it could be our curtain call next up, Andy.
I got an idea. Might be this.
Do you have your flight suit on?
I'd have the flight suit on, the aviators, a fake steering wheel as if I was steering the float, but really I'm not.
Thankfully.
Mayor, make it happen.
Well, I think you've got to make it happen there, Andy, but that is very exciting. Oh, dear. Wonderful. Well, that has been our Easter egg hunt. We hope you've had fun with that this morning.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
But it is time for this good thing to come to an end. Hand you over to the rest of the Vision crew for the day.
Yeah, super day. Thank you to everyone who called in. I mean, we could hardly answer all the phone calls that came in. We did our best to answer all of them. And thank you for the text messages. Yes. There's been jokes. We haven't had a chance to read out the jokes yet, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, awesome show today. God bless everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.